Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we're going to see if red gas and black gas are worth the money. I'm going to test the FPS differences and do some cold weather testing at the end of the video. Let's get started. GHK M4 green gas mag with 0.2 gram babies. GHK M4 on red gas with 0.2 gram BBs. GHK M4 on black gas with 0.2 gram BBs. For the GHK M4 on green gas, we had a high of 346.9 FPS and a low of 295.2 FPS, which gives us a spread of 51.7 FPS. The average for the GHK M4 on green gas was 316.3 FPS. For the GHK M4 on red gas, we had a high of 353.3 FPS and a low of 304.3 FPS, which gives us a spread of 49 FPS. The average for the GHK M4 on red gas was 327.8 FPS. For the GHK M4 on black gas, we had a high of 353.7 FPS and a low of 296.3 FPS, which gives us a spread of 57.4 FPS. The average for the GHK M4 on black gas was 319.3 FPS. Comparing the results of the green gas versus red gas versus black gas. For green gas, we had an average of 316.3 FPS. Surprisingly, for the red gas, we had the highest average FPS of 327.8, which was 11.6 FPS higher than green gas, or 3.7%. For black gas, we had an average of 319.3 FPS, which was only slightly higher than the green gas by 3 FPS. Please note that the values are rounded and there may be a variance of plus minus 1 FPS due to the spreadsheet calculations. From this dataset, I would not conclude that there's a significant increase in FPS between the gases, except for the red gas. For red gas, there was an 11.6 FPS or 3.7% increase when switching from green gas to red gas. In contrast, the FPS difference between green gas to black gas was 3 FPS, which is negligible. TMMWS green gas mag with 0.2 gram babies. TMMWS with red gas, 0.2 gram BBs. TMMWS with black gas with 0.2 gram BBs. For the TM-M4 on green gas, we had a high FPS of 315.1 and a low FPS of 264.5, which gives us a spread of 50.6 FPS. The average for the green gas was 286.8 FPS. For the TM-M4 on red gas, we had a high of 321.2 FPS and a low of 264.5 FPS, which gives us a spread of 56.7 FPS. The average for red gas was 290.5 FPS. For the TM-M4 on black gas, we had a high of 333.2 FPS and a low of 274 FPS, which gave us a spread of 59.2 FPS. The average for black gas was 301.7 FPS. Comparing the results of the green gas versus red gas versus black gas. When changing from green gas to red gas, we saw a minor increase in average FPS of 3.8 FPS or 1.3%. From red gas to black gas, we saw an increase in the average FPS of 11.1 FPS or 3.8%. For the TM-M4, the increase in FPS from green gas to red gas was minimal at 3.8 FPS, but black gas was a top performer with an increase of 11.1 FPS over red gas. GHK M4 Green Gas Mag. GHK M4 Red Gas Mag. GHK M4 Black Gas Mag. For the GHK M4 on green gas, we got a rate of 10.13 rounds per second. On red gas, we got 11.83 rounds per second, and on black gas, we got 11.47 rounds per second. There was an increase in rounds per second of 1.7 when switching from the green gas to red gas, and a minuscule decrease in rate of fire by 0.36 rounds per second when switching from red gas to black gas. TM-MWS Propane Mag. TM-MWS Propane Mag 2. TM-MWS Green Gas Mag. TM-MWS Red Gas Mag. TM-MWS Black Gas Mag. For the TM-M4 on green gas, we got a rate of fire of 10.21 rounds per second. On red gas, we got 10.33 rounds per second, and on black gas, we got 10.24 rounds per second. There was a very minuscule change in rate of fire for the TM-M4, and I'd say it's negligible because it's only 0.12 rounds per second. After all testing, I do not think the difference of performance between green gas, red gas, and black gas is worth the price. A can of green gas is 28 Canadian dollars, a can of red gas is 34 Canadian dollars, and a can of black gas is a whopping $40 Canadian. I don't think the increase in 11 FPS, which is less than 5%, and the barely noticeable cold weather performance is worth your money. Black gas costs 43% more than green gas and 18% more than red gas. Considering the tiny difference when shooting out of either rifle, it doesn't make sense. The red gas was a top performer in FPS for the GHK M4, and the black gas was a top performer for the TM-M4. Thanks for joining me until the end, and whatever you do, don't waste your money on these products. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.